Hello, Class of 2022. This is Mr. Wilder from the Counseling Office from the B Team. I'm going to be walking you through the registration process for next year. I've got a lot of information in these slides that I won't be able to get to in great depth, so I hope that you will follow a link on our website or in your email and go over some of the resources at a later time. So what we're going to be doing is assigning you some homework between now and February 9th and 10th. Those are the dates for school-wide registration. You will be meeting with your counselors eventually, probably in March, to discuss your courses. Then the courses that you've selected will be sent home to you again in April, as we always do. And you'll have until June 1st to change your mind. So you've got some time, but I want to make sure that you are keeping up on things and doing your homework. So one great resource to help you do this homework is the Course Offerings Handbook. And this is on our website. Here's the current year's handbook. The new one will be on the website soon. Your teachers have hard copies. The counseling office has hard copies that you can take. So come down and get one of those if you want one. But otherwise, look on our website. It'll have a lot of information in the first 13 pages of the document that talk about things such as graduation requirements, dispel some of the myths you hear out there, how to change classes once you've requested a certain class. What is the difference between honors courses and how they change your GPA? You have an unweighted and a weighted GPA. What's that all about? College planning suggestions. And we can't possibly speak for all 4,000 colleges out there, but we have some general guidelines that would apply to most colleges. So it really depends on which colleges you're looking at, but we have some different suggestions in here if that's part of your future plans. If you're an athlete and you're looking to play at D1 or D2 schools, NCAA has approved some of our classes and some of them they have not. So you want to make sure if you're planning to continue sports in college that you're taking approved courses. Advanced placement courses, these are all honors courses that you can prepare for the AP test that's given in May each year. You pay $90-some and you take this test, and colleges may give you credit just for having done well on that test that you took in May. SWIC offers some classes here that are dual credit through SWIC, and then you can transfer that credit to other colleges. So you can see a list of those in the handbook. St. Louis University in their 1818 program has a list of honors courses that you can take to get SLU credit. It's not free, but it's a lot cheaper than most SLU students would pay. And then you'll go through each department and the courses that they offer. You'll see tiny blurb paragraphs about each course, give you a general idea of what you can expect. Then you can talk to the teachers if you want and find out more details if you want, or your counselor may know. But read through the little blurbs. Don't sign up for any classes without at least reading the paragraph. We get too many students coming in August, long past the June 1st deadline, and say, I had no idea I'd have to read so much in lit themes or that I'd be working on cars and auto mechanics. So read through the paragraph and you'll learn all of this stuff. A very important component here is the prerequisite as well. Many courses have prerequisites, meaning you've got to take a course prior to this course in order to continue or to get a certain grade. That might be a prerequisite. Or have teacher approval. So read the prerequisites. So that's all in the course offering handbook. Again, I wouldn't expect that you read all 80-some pages, but do read the important parts for you. You will meet with your counselor one-on-one, like I said, and the counselor assignments are on these slides. Ms. Ascension still has the beginning of the alphabet, A through CO, Dr. Stinger, CR through HA. Mrs. Berger has HE through MA, Mrs. Cox, MC through RI, Mrs. Sears, RO through SM, and I have the end of the alphabet, SN through Z. So feel free to email us if you have questions. Mrs. Gwynn is another counselor we're very fortunate to have on our campus, and she also works on the West Campus as a career and tech ed counselor. She's a great resource if you're sitting out there right now, as I was when I was your age, saying, I have no idea what I want to do after I graduate. She can give you some great steps to take, great resources that will help you try to answer that. She's not going to sit down and tell you you should be this or that, but she will give you some resources and have that discussion with you. And I encourage you to use both your assigned counselor and Mrs. Gwynn if you're wanting to discuss all of that. You should have this document as well, little cheat sheet, brief synopsis of these slides, as well as a lot of information that's covered in the course offering handbook. Look at the FAQs. It'll probably answer a lot of your questions. And then it has some websites at the end that will be some helpful resources for you as well. One resource I want to point out that you must go to and start your own personal account, so take down your login information, is Parchment. Parchment.com. This is how we send out your transcripts. You may send them out. Maybe you'll need it sent out this summer. Maybe you'll start applying to college or you're going into some program. If you want your transcript sent out, you need to have a Parchment account. And Mrs. Herman is our registrar. Her contact information is in the packet as well. So start your Parchment account, because colleges, NCAA, military, employers, they're all going to need to see your transcript. So speaking of your transcript, here's a sample one. You're now in your 6th semester, so you should have 5 semesters of grades. They're all calculated into one GPA, and then some of you will have 2 GPAs, a weighted and an unweighted GPA. I always suggest that you report your weighted GPA, and that will tell colleges if you have over a 4.0 GPA on a 4.0 scale, they'll see instantly if you have a 4.6 GPA that you took honors classes. So report your weighted unless it says what is your unweighted. The class rank, unfortunately, folks, is not correct yet. We're working with Tyler Sis to get that figured out. Check out the total number of credits. Most of you will have around 15. If you don't have 15 right now, I would encourage you strongly to go to summer school and recover some of those credits. February 9th and 10th, these are the magical dates of school-wide registration. If you're coming to school on blended remote days, A and B days, bring your green sheet with you every single day so that your teacher can sign off on it and or discuss those classes with you. Some teachers may do it on days other than February 9th or 10th. Like I said, this is just the first step in the process. You'll have until June 1st to make changes later on. So keep that in mind. Make reminders for yourself wherever you keep notes. I've mentioned this chart, and it is in your packet. Some important dates and deadlines that, sorry, we sometimes have to play the bad guy and stick to these deadlines. So if you get in a class next year and you say, I'm taking a full load, which I encourage you to do, and you say, this is just too much with all I've got going on, you want to drop a class, you have the first 10 days, you have the first 4 weeks to make a level change. So maybe you want to try honors your last year of at East. And so keep in mind you have the first 4 weeks to make a level change. If you're saying, I think 7 semesters will do it for me, I know I'm going to have 21 credits by the end of my 7th semester, you will need 8 semesters of English, so you probably have to go to summer school for that. But if you want to be a December grad, mark on your green sheet really big at the top in that box. And just a few pointers here that you cannot do. Not consider being a December grad if you want to be a co-op student. Mr. Kress wants his students here all year long. Yes, you can still go to prom. You cannot be in extracurricular sports, extracurricular activities such as sports. And yes, you can still be in the ceremony for graduation, but we only have one, and that's in May. So at the top of the green sheet, please mark that box if you want to be a December grad. So on this green sheet, please print your name, your student ID number. We ask for your cell number in case we need to call you and ask about classes if you have a schedule conflict, and then put your counselor name at the top, or initials, whichever. The front side of the sheet will have your core subjects, English, math, science, and social studies, and the back side has PE you'll take 2 semesters of PE, and then the electives are on the back as well. Keep in mind, you do need a lunch as well, but there isn't space for the lunch on these sheets. One correction to this green sheet is that pages 12 and 13, not 9 and 10, 12 and 13 will have a list of courses that offer college credit. So if you're interested in taking those courses. So let's go through the courses briefly here. English, you're going to have a video on these courses, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but we have 3 different levels of English. So your English teacher will recommend which level. If you're taking these classes here, Practical English, Lit of Action, Lit Explorations, or if you have an IEP, your teachers will recommend these. And if it's one of the first 3, you'll take 1 course first semester, 1 course second semester. Now, if you failed English 5 or if you failed this semester, you will want to take English in summer school, so you don't have to take it next year. Keep in mind, if you're an athlete and you're looking at D1 or D2 schools, NCAA has not approved all of the English classes that we offer seniors, so look at those carefully. If you're in the regular level college prep phase English classes, most of you will take English 7-8. That's all year long. You could take additional classes for 1 semester, not 2 semesters. You may love film, but you can't take film both semesters. So you take film 1 semester and some other class. It doesn't even have to be another English class the other semester, or lit themes in appreciation of theater. Advanced and honors level classes, you'll take these in place of 7-8. And you'll take 1 first semester, 1 second semester. And several of those offer dual credit. Okay, math. You'll want to consider taking math if you're looking at 4-year colleges in the future. I do not think that 4-year colleges are a necessary plan for everybody. It really depends on the career path that you're going to take. But if you are thinking that college will be a good idea for you, you're going to want to consider what the colleges want to see you do in high school. Some want to see you get through Algebra 2. Some will say Trig Pre-Calc, and depending on how selective the college, maybe they even want to see calculus, depending on what major you're going into. Your course description guide or course offerings handbook will have a list of all the math courses. Your math teacher will be the expert on what to advise for you. Some students will graduate having taken 2 courses next year. So maybe you graduate with 4, 5, or 6 years of math. You can double up in some of them, not all of them. Your math teacher will let you know. Science, same thing. You can double up in some of these. You need 2 or 3 years to graduate. Remember the alternate thing with social studies that we have. But I would say if you're looking at college, you go ahead and take 3 years of science and notice all the different classes you can take your senior year. Many of them are honors level, and many of them offer college credit. So give the course offering handbook a look and talk to your teacher about which ones would be good. Social studies, maybe you've met the graduation requirement, but we have a lot of great options for you as a senior to continue on in social studies, such as a year-long class of AP Psychology. Some juniors have taken that even. And other semester-long classes we have are government. That's if you didn't take civics yet or pass it. The second semester of civics. American problems, sociology, psychology. Global issues is a class that you can take both semesters of. Honors 1 and Global Issues Honors 2. And then we have Honors Soc and Honors Economics. And if you didn't pass U.S. History, you got to make sure you pass both semesters of that, Illinois law. PE, you are going to need to take PE both semesters next year. So we're now just calling them PE. Athletic PE will be for those in varsity sports. If you haven't taken driver's ed through East and you want to, you can do that. You're probably 16 by now. Otherwise, check your sheet. It'll have the birth dates on there. Now, if you will have completed your 6 semesters, that's what's required to have passed 6 semesters of PE and or health. You only take 1 semester health. If you will have completed that after this semester, we have forms in the counseling office that you can fill out. And if you want to take a course in place of PE, the administration will review your form And if approved, you could take a different academic course in place of PE. And we need this form back by March 15th. So we'll have those forms when you come down to see us counselors. I mentioned driver's ed if you're interested in that. Electives, there will be a video on these. Your transcript says you need 5 years or 5 credits of it. The truth is you only need 1. So just 1 year or 2 semesters of it. You've got languages. You could take all 4 years. Benefits of doing that. Talk to your teachers. Art courses, industrial ed, family, consumer science, business, CTE. You got also health and services technology classes, music classes. If you have an IEP, your IEP team will help you choose those classes. So a lot of great options, including one that only seniors can take. It's a CEO class. If you're the next Bill Gates, fill out this application by March 5th, and that's a class you can take. You'll need your own transportation for that, as you will for the co-op class, because if you take co-op and if you get out earlier in the day, you'll need to provide your own transportation. The co-op is an application approved class that you have to talk to Mr. Krask about or apply here on his website that he has. Google site here, and he's got his email on there as well. So ask him any questions you have about participating in co-op. You'll see the link there. If you're thinking that it's my senior year, I'm going to try for a release. I've really pushed myself these first 3 years, and I think I can still have a rigorous curriculum, which I strongly encourage, especially if you're planning to go to college. Keep that rigor up. But if you have room for a release, either first or 7th hour, it's not a guarantee that you'll get it, but you can request it. So mark that on your green sheet and circle it real big so we see that. Otherwise, you're all going to be here for 6 periods at least, if not 7. So you get free education. That's a good thing. You'll also need a lunch unless you're in co-op, so plan for the lunch. It's not on your sheet. Extended lunches, we counselors don't have anything to do with that. The administration looks at your attendance, your discipline, and your tardies from this current semester, and then they make that assignment in the summertime. I've already mentioned to consider thinking about SWIC credit classes, St. Louis University. These are just nice bonuses to taking classes, not necessarily a reason to take a class, but a nice bonus. And AP classes, those honors classes that you can get college credit for. Okay, since I have your attention, I want to talk about some scholarship options here for you guys and doing the search. It can be very daunting, but I hope to make it easier for you. East has a list of scholarships that we're made aware of, and we put them on our website. I'm the coordinator for those. So I have a Google site out there on our website that you can go to. I've got some resources available, as well as the bulletin that I update every 2 weeks, the 15th and 30th of the month, like payday. So check out our website. Keep in mind that most scholarship money comes from colleges, not from the little private scholarships. Although I encourage you to apply for those, the biggest bulk of your scholarship money is going to come from college. So really do some research into which colleges would be willing to entice you to go to their schools. Many colleges have so many applicants, they turn down the vast majority of students, like 95% if you're looking at Ivy Leagues. 95% get a rejection letter. So maybe look at colleges that would be a safer school for you to get into and would really want to entice you to go there by giving you scholarship money. One scholarship I do encourage you guys to apply for now is on College Board. So you go on and get a College Board account if you don't have one already. That's what you'll need to do the SAT anyway on April 13th. I like this scholarship because it requires that you, in order to be compliant with this or to be eligible, you need to complete 6 different steps, and they're good steps to do, like practicing for the SAT by using Khan Academy, looking for scholarships, starting a list of colleges, completing the FAFSA. So if you just Google Opportunity Scholarship from College Board, you'll see this, but I have a link here. Colleges give you scholarships based on a couple different criteria. Yeah, they look at essays many times, but academically, they're really going to look at your grades, your academic record, your transcript, as well as your test scores. Now, although many schools are now going test optional with the pandemic, they still offer scholarships, and some of them will offer thousands of more dollars for a scholarship just by improving your test by one score. So most students improve their test score by taking it a second or third time. I wouldn't take it more than 3 times, but I recommend that you take both the SAT and the ACT at least twice. And you'll take the SAT for free here on April 13th. If you get free or reduced lunch, see us for a fee waiver. Also see us for a fee waiver if you're looking to be an athlete and you want to register for NCAA and you get free or reduced lunch. But if go to eligibilitycenter.org if you want to be an athlete and have NCAA review your courses at East. All right, wrapping up your plans for the future. I would encourage you to visit college campuses and do that now if you can. Start doing it now, maybe on some of our off days or in the summertime. Just contact the admissions office at the college. You don't apply usually until September 1st through November. I say, we counselors have a little joke, don't go trick-or-treating until you fill out your college applications. If you do it by then, you'll have met most deadlines. So that's a general rule of thumb. Sure, some colleges will take their applications after that date, but to be sure or to be safest, get them in by then. So think about maybe volunteering some time in the summer or doing a job shed or just interviewing somebody in a career path that you're interested in, talking to military recruiters, signing up for the ASVAB or studying, preparing for the ASVAB. That's the military entrance exam. NCAA or research for careers. Summer school, I already mentioned this. It's mid-June through mid-July. $125 per course. We'll get a lot more information about that in the coming weeks. Usually in April is when we publicize that. I want to mention the website here that Mrs. Gwynn manages on the East website. She has a hyperlink to her website, Google site, and a lot of great resources on here. So if you're not going to make an appointment with her, at least check out the resources that she publishes on here. Career Cruising is a very good website. It does more than just the career matchmaker. It can tell you all about different colleges to go to as well and how much you would expect to pay at those colleges. It looks at different careers and how much you could expect to earn in those careers, what kind of education is needed. So really good websites on these pages here. And I encourage you to set aside a chunk of time each week. I know you guys are super busy, and if you make a ongoing standing appointment every Saturday from 12 to 1, I'm going to do some career research or scholarship searching. I think that can be very helpful to kind of force yourself to think about it. So final last steps here, reminders, look through the course offering handbook, get that green sheet ready, talk to your teachers and turn that sheet into your 7th hour teacher or 6th hour if you don't have a 7th hour. And full remote students will have some different instructions for you from your remote teachers. Any questions, write those down on the white packets. We'll get those answered when we meet with you or through email. And keep checking your email. We have announcements. We're kind of old school that way, folks. We keep the emails or keep posting announcements in the email. So look through those. Thanks very much for your attention. I know it's not easy to listen to all this information, but hopefully it's helpful. Thanks very much, folks. Appreciate it. Take care.